All right, so thank you guys. See changes. Yeah, this is the first video, and believe it or not, this video moving forward, I'm not gonna have my beanie that I've been wearing over the past 30 videos. I guess it was mostly for a little bit insecurity, but mostly it's because it was kind of in the cold temperature. But since we're getting into the hot season, I to be honest, the last couple of videos it was kind of a hassle, and I just wanted to get past day 30, and then I made a promise to myself that day 31 moving forward I was not gonna wear a beanie. So we won't be seeing that beanie hopefully up until during the fall or maybe hell even the winter. But anyways, there's been a couple of changes I think you guys have noticed. First of all, the board, I've kind of took some time yesterday, kind of redid it, kind of add in the new promises that I've stated last video. Hopefully this is also the first video with the thumbnail, hopefully, but I don't want to say much in case it's not, but hopefully this is the first video with the thumbnail. Most importantly, thank God, right, but I actually went out and took a photo and I have video to show. So that's what you guys are currently seeing. This is some sort of a lake that, believe it or not, is as unfortunate as it may be that, the photo I got was relatively decent. I can't see this lake being, I guess, more prone to be a better photo scene later down the road once life with the trees and the scenery becomes a little bit more green, I guess, when life gets restored in that area. So most likely I'll be coming back to this area relatively sometime in the future once more vegetation, I guess, has been added to the scene. But just for today, have you guys seen? And for today, and we start recording here. To be honest, I didn't do some research on as far as what these type of geese/ducks are. I think they're geese, but I'm not sure. I don't know what type of species these are, but hey, I just saw them, and when you guys saw the recording, to be honest, that was the only thing I saw, and it is what it is. But I'm at least happy that I was able to catch something, right? Because had I gone there a little bit 2 minutes a little bit later, and then maybe who knows, maybe I would have never been able to capture these geese/ducks. Man, I'm not sure. As far as with me knowing my species with animals, that's not really the best, but it is what it is. But anyways, I have taken, now before I get into that, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but as far as with the behind the scenes, in this case I did it with a head strap because I have two. I have a chest mount and I guess a head strap/head mount for my action camera. And I don't know, personally speaking, for me, I actually really liked how the head mount, the head strap footage came than the chest mount, because although the chest mount was okay, I personally liked how the head mount came, or the footage came out, right? So maybe from now on I might start using the head mount, although it probably may not really, really matter to begin. As long as I'm getting the footage, that's what really matters, right? But anyways, now, actually, believe it or not, before we head into any more changes, I am definitely going to crop this photo, but I don't want to overdo it too much. Maybe just a slight crop. Get these geeses. I'm just going to call them geeses. I may be incorrect, please excuse me if I am incorrect, but I'm going to get these geeses probably in frame. Here, let's see if we go one more time. Let's see, what if we were to do like that? That'd be better. Okay, you know what? Okay, we'll just do one more adjustment. Just one more adjustment. Okay, what about there? Okay, you know what? We'll leave it like that. It is what it is, and we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that ever since last video, when I stated that Photoshop is gonna be something that I'm gonna very much start including in these videos, and gonna keep to my word, they are. But like I've stated, it's a learning process. As far as I'm looking at this in this photo, it's probably not gonna happen on this photo, but definitely soon. I took the time today to really kind of go through, relearn the steps, the tools that Photoshop has to offer. And man, I say that I forgot. I definitely forgot how good Photoshop can very much alter a photo. You know, to be honest, as much as photo editing with portraits, maybe I can definitely see it being useful. You know, with blemishes or acne or whatever the case may be, I can see it. But everything else, as far as, well, again, as far as with the tutorials I've been recently looking at, with everything else, to be honest, I don't know. It's gonna be what I guess the question that I would ask myself is, would I rather choose Photoshop or Lightroom for my photo editing? It's probably gonna stick to Lightroom, to be honest, because first off, I kind of gotten already used to Lightroom. And then I don't know, with the tutorials, as far as what I've seen, I don't think, again, it's case by case depending on what you're taking, what type of photos you're taking. But Photoshop, for it to be enough to kind of replace Lightroom, for me at least, I'm talking for me, I don't know. I would really need to think about that. I really would. Now, as far as with, hopefully in this video, with thumbnails, maybe possibly down the road graphic designing, maybe some way, shape, or form, then altering the photo, maybe, yeah, I can't see that, but I say partially altering the photo, not entirely altering, but I say partially. Again, it's something I will still need to really think about, but I don't know, dude. I looked at it, and when I heard, apparently from the videos I were seeing, that it's the quote-unquote best photo editing software in the world, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I can't agree nor I can't disagree with that, because granted, Photoshop does have their up and downs, you know, has their pros and their cons, and same with Lightroom, right? But for it to replace Lightroom, at least for me, with my workflow and with the type of photos I'm capturing and editing, again, I would really need to sit down and really decide if that's actually gonna be the case. Although it could I see maybe one day a photo that, depending on what I take, just being entirely on Photoshop and not Lightroom? Possibly, maybe. Like I say, I don't know. I would really need to sit down and think about that. But as far as with right now how things stand, I'm most likely just gonna still keep Lightroom. And then for any little small alters, as far as with blemishes, maybe masking, removing objects / people in the background, then there I would see that, you know, I definitely would see how Photoshop will be a better option than Lightroom, right? Because I know for a fact Lightroom, I mean, you can change, you can kind of tweak I wouldn't say you kind of can tweak it, but you can alter the photo as far as with just color, with really just color, saturation, exposure, maybe masking, right? Again, I will definitely need to still go more deep into Photoshop, relearn everything I used to know from Photoshop. But again, that is, I wanted to mostly say that, or I mostly wanted to bring it up just on the fact that, you know, again, that if I want Photoshop included on my videos, sure, yeah, why not? I don't see that being a problem, well, personally speaking, right? Because hey, it's just another, if there's anything that that I do as far as with what I'm trying to accomplish with my photos and what changes I do, whether that's in different softwares, it doesn't all have to be in Lightroom. I would like to include that on these videos that I'm making. Why? Because the whole point of these videos is kind of like the behind the scenes as far as what it takes for me to, or kind of what process I go through to publish the final photo on Instagram, right? So of course I wouldn't have no issue Photoshop being on my videos. It's kind of like what I said. I would just have to do a better time or a better, or I would have to really kind of do a better job as far as with time management, right? Like I've stated last video. But other than that, really, as far as with Photoshop, I really don't got much else to say. Again, it's a work in it's a work in process. I hope, again, I hope that I have the thumbnail at least for today. But as far as with including it with these videos, not yet. As sad as it may be, just not yet. Maybe, hopefully, soon, but as far as with right now, not yet. But anyways, now that I've kind of talked about that, I'm kind of, I don't know, because I'm kind of, well, if we go here on my global, it's relatively in the warm section, but then with my shadows, it's kind of in the cool section, and then midtones are in the kind of warm section, and highlights are yet again in the cool section. It's kind of a balance between all. And I'm really trying to see if it kind of makes it better, although I could see it makes it better. I don't want to do it too much, although for highlights, what would I see? Okay, well, it would just mostly affect the mostly kind of white slash more exposed portions of the photo. Believe it or not, we're gonna leave it like that. Yeah, you know, as I look at this, and especially after these color grading corrections, quote unquote, right? I wouldn't say it's it's given me some sort of cinematic view or picture, but it's kind of looking like that. It's kind of looking like that, and personally, I kind of like it. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's unique, right? But for me, at least, I would definitely say it's unique. Now, unfortunately, with this photo, although I did try my best, and probably as you guys saw with the behind the scenes footage, I really did try my best trying to get these geeses, ducks. At this point, I don't know what you would call them, but geeses. I'm just gonna call them geeses. I really did try my best to get them in focus, and I think I did a pretty good job. But of course, if we were to kind of, well, I don't think anyone would be zoomed in this much for my photos, right? Maybe just with a little bit of sharpening. I don't want to overdo it because we're gonna introduce more noise into this. And then maybe just a little bit more detail. I don't want to do too much because maybe just a little decrease onto that. I don't see much with the radius, although I could see, okay, we're gonna just decrease a little bit of radius. Detail, I don't want to do it too much because we can see an increase with kind of noise, if you see it there. So we're just gonna slightly, maybe just slightly decrease it. With masking, maybe keeping it on par with detail. Now we would go over here to manual noise. Again, since I'm mostly kind of, my focus right now is on Photoshop, I haven't really had time to look at more tutorials as far as with manual noise reduction, but I think I'm starting to get the hang, or the details as far as, you know, what it does and how it alters the photo, right? Again, mostly just by me practicing and having hands-on experience, right? So that's a good thing. Now with detail, personally for noise, I would see decrease in detail. It kind of makes the, I guess the, what you call it, fur, or the, I don't want to say skin, but it makes the geese a little bit more smoother. So maybe that's a good thing. So that way here kind of hides out any possible extra noise that we may have. Now let's see here, contrast. I don't want to do too much, although I can't really see any difference, but we'll just leave it like that. Color, believe it or not, we're gonna kind of leave it the same. And I think actually that should be good enough. Now if we were to hide all the changes, yeah, it's kind of, you can kind of see a little bit, if you guys can see closely, it's kind of pixelated, a little bit much noise introduced. And then if we were to to let go of or let go of what we hidden. I think we did pretty good. I think personally we did pretty good. Is it going to be noticed by the rest of the people? Probably not, but hey, it is what it is. Now, the one thing I'm probably going to be going back and forth is maybe with the cropping, because I don't know, maybe just with cropping, it's just something that, personally speaking, I'm not seeing it. Although maybe if we were to, by 16 by 10, maybe that'd be better. Okay, you know what? I actually like that, but we'll just crop it. Just put these guys more in frame. There we go. Okay, now I like that. Okay, I actually like that, so we're fine with that. All right, so I did do some testing. Well, before we get into that, let's do it before and after. Okay, it's mostly just kind of adding in color. Again, it's kind of, we're almost adding in like a cinematic-ish, kind of a cinematic, would you put like style slash, there's a specific word, but we're kind of making the photo in a way like cinematic, or like that you would see from a movie or whatever the case may be. Maybe it was a little bit too underexposed, bringing it more to light, or to life, really. Again, not too many changes to begin with this photo, because personally, if we look at the raw one, I actually really liked how it came out, just straight off raw, and just with a little refinements, a little bit of some changes. I think we did pretty good. Now, what was I gonna say was that I did try masking. Now, if we see here, we have this sort of situation. The geese are in, I guess they are captured, although we have a little bit of the masking that are kind of going into the water and into the leaves, so that's why I'm kind of, oh, well, okay, never mind. You know, that was actually kind of surprising, because I was going to say, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time now to kind of see if I can do anything, but I just did that live with you guys, so hey, that's good to know. Anyways, if we were to go here, okay, in some way, I hate how that happens. I can't, so I just got to do this. So I just got to be really careful, just remove the portions of the mask that I don't want it to be altered, which again, we probably may not do much with this mask. It may just be exposing the geese a little bit more, and maybe doing some very fine adjustments. Most likely no one would really notice. Now what I want to do is, but that's the problem. Okay, well, we're still here. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna, okay, there's my brush. I'm just getting to the best of my ability, trying to still remove this portions, although we have done a better job. And to be honest with it, I think if I were to really just be careful here, I think we should be good. All right, so we're gonna leave it like that, so that we can finally see. You know, I could be to the detail and remove this portion, but I personally think we're gonna be fine. So okay, so we got the geese masked. What are we gonna do with this? To be honest, I really don't know. Maybe we'll just go ahead and see here what option there is. Maybe raising up a little bit more contrast, although it'd be a good idea if I were to zoom in so I can see it. Now with contrast, yeah, maybe just a increase with contrast. Maybe a little bit too with highlights. I don't want to overdo it too much. With shadows, I don't see too much of a difference, so we'll just keep shadows the same. Again, since we've already done the major changes with the basic just before the mask, again, like I've stated, these are just going to be really just very fine details that the most likely no one's really ever gonna notice, right? But for me just to test out, like for example, what happened? Hey, I didn't know that was possible, so hell, what the hell? We just roll with it, right? So I don't want to increase saturation because we're just. Oh, that probably might not be a bad idea, but I don't want to. I just want to do it subtly. I don't want to do too much. Okay, so far, if we were to remove, again, you guys may not even notice it, but like, it's very fine. Now, I don't want to say that's it, but at the same time, I can't think of anything else to add on to here, because generally speaking, I actually really liked how this photo came out, just with all the changes we've done. I actually really liked how it came out. Yeah, to be honest, I actually really liked how that came out. So, like I stated, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna stick here for the next minute or two, kind of see if there's anything else I can add. If not, that's just gonna be the end of that's just gonna wrap up the photo for today. Although it may be short, and I don't know what time we're at, but not too many changes to begin with. So I'll be here seeing if there's anything else I can add, and if not, well, I'm sure I'll let you guys know. Okay, so believe it or not, I was doing some. I wasn't saying I'm not gonna say that I did some changes, but I was kind of testing to see what else could we add on to this with other masking options. And although I was trying with luminance range, again, I don't even know what that is. I would definitely need to see as far as what that alters. I tried with radial gradient, although I kind of didn't like it. So believe it or not, that is gonna be it for this photo. Again, if we do a last before and after, kind of before everything was kind of in some way, shape, or form underexposed. Although colors and maybe detail weren't too off from the final photo. Because if we do the final one, again, not really too much. Well, if we zoom in here and we see. Yeah, it's a little bit pixelated, noise. It's a little bit under control, right? But not too much. But as far as the photo as a whole, it's not too many changes to begin with. And it's kind of reaching to, like I've stated, that kind of cinematic style. Again, did I try to do that? But no, but hey, if I did it, that's fine by me. And yeah, like I stated, that is gonna be all for this photo. Again, not too many changes to begin with, and like I stated, the original raw photo, how it was, I would have been fine uploading it on or posting it on my Instagram, but just the subtle adjustments as far as with maybe a little bit increase in saturation, putting the picture more in the warmer side, exposing it, adding in contrast. I think it worked out pretty well for this photo. I was actually really happy that I was able to get a photo, because if not, I would have been freaking out. Like I've stated, I'm closing in on my memory cards. I can't keep on editing, quote unquote, the photos in my memory cards, because man, I tell you, a grand majority of them will never see the light of day. As unfortunate as it may be, it is what it is. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed that photo, and mostly this video. Again, I hope, I don't want to jinx myself, but I hope you guys have seen the thumbnail. It may get altered, maybe not. It's just something simple, because again, I like I said, I don't want to have just moments in my video that I'm pointing here, pointing there, or whatever the case may be, for that to be my thumbnail. Although I've kind of kept it over the last 30 videos, especially ever since talking about Photoshop since yesterday. I wanted to change that and kind of not only make it more appealing before you even click on the video, but for me to actually get hands-on experience on Photoshop. Again, it may be crappy right now, but then again, I don't know, because with you guys, I'm sure you guys have a response with that. It may be crappy, it may be altered, it may not be, it may just be something simple as the one that you're seeing now. I don't know. Again, I would still need to work on that, but like I stated, please give me time. It's a learning process for me. But other than that, really, I don't got much else to say. Overall, I really liked how this photo came out, and again, the changes and the promises that I kept to myself from yesterday, I'm gonna try to keep my word and help kind of have myself to that standard. As far as with the changes from a new quote unquote milestone, this may be the biggest one. As far as with this journey, this may be the biggest one. From 30 moving on, it's where I'm hoping you guys are seeing the biggest changes as far as how my videos were beforehand, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But other than that, I really don't got much to say. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of videos that I'm gonna be continuing on, hopefully moving forward, especially if I get the behind the scenes footage. But it's I can't promise that's gonna be every day, but I'll try my best. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow in day 32.